Good afternoon and welcome to Nice Talks. It's Natalie. Hope everybody had a great week. We're going to talk about Quality Central today. We have Solutions Specialist Kim Steele here. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Kim.
Sure. I've been with NICE for about almost 8 years now, and done a variety of work, but it's always been central to quality and how I can work with our customers and really help them with their quality processes and things that they would like to do differently or better or more efficiently within their quality processes. So it's really been an exciting time here with NICE being a solution specialist. I really enjoy it.
Oh, great. Also, I forgot to let you know, please comment. We would want to know your feedback, any questions. So don't forget, it's interaction. Okay, so let's talk about Quality Central. What are some of the trends that you're seeing in the industry today that organizations are facing?
Yeah. So within the quality scope, we've really seen it evolve over the last several years. So we've seen in the very beginning stages of quality, many customers were utilizing mini recorders and they were using paper checklists to try to evaluate how people were doing, side-by-sides, things of that nature. But that was really very high cost to the contact center and didn't really provide a lot of value at the end of the day. It was very difficult to really understand how people were performing. And then as technology came around, that took some of that and improved it for the quality teams. They were able to have their recordings there so that they didn't have to wait for that call to come in with the agent. It was there. They were able to do better evaluation type forms, more customizable type things within applications, things of that nature. But they were still really struggling with how do I bring all of this together into a better story. And then again, as technology has continued to prove today, we see even better capabilities now that we have more advanced systems like speech analytics or desktop analytics to bring that information into the evaluation process. And it really helps to have all that big data tied together from a quality perspective and help contact centers understand where they really need to focus their efforts to improve performance and KPIs, metrics, things of that nature.
Interesting. What are some of the challenges that you're also seeing at this time?
Yeah, great question. And that was actually something we were very interested in last year in understanding. So we partnered with ICMI and we did a benchmark study to understand really where customers were struggling and where they really wanted to focus efforts to do better from a quality perspective. And we identified that the supervillain, if you will, in our story here is the manual processes, right? So many things, even in today's environment, that the quality team still has to do very manually, very spreadsheet or database type driven. And they really are interested in how can they make those processes more automated and better. Another one is a lack of dedicated resources. Quality teams have been around for quite a while, but it was very interesting to understand that about 60% of our customers are indicating that the supervisors are doing evaluations, right? So you've taken somebody who's already super busy in the contact center and given them an additional responsibility to evaluate their staff, and typically, unfortunately as well, that tends to be one of the things that falls to the bottom of their things to do. So really looking for a better way to understand that. And even when there are dedicated quality teams, they tend to get pulled for phones when there are service level issues, things of that nature.
Right. So they have all these things to focus on at once. So.
And quality isn't always that one laser focus that they have. Some other interesting tidbits that we found were wishing that they had a way to do all of their different channels in one place, right? So they were struggling with, how do I have a quality process for my phone interactions, but I also have these chat and email interactions, and how do I treat them? Should I treat them the same? Should I treat them differently? And lastly, we identified through the feedback that there's a struggle of aligning goals between what the quality team is doing and what their focus in and what their goals are, and what is the operation doing, what's important to them. And that creates some conflict and friction when they're not collaborating. The agent is the one who typically suffers because they're getting mixed messages. My quality person is telling me this in my feedback, but my supervisor is giving me a very different story when we're getting our face-to-face coaching.
Right. So they don't have like an open line of communications. They're not on the same page.
Yeah, there's not a strong, good partnership there between operations and quality.
Okay. How is NICE helping organization overcome these challenges?
Yeah, so last year, NICE introduced Quality Central, which is probably the most powerful super weapon, if you will, sticking with my superhero theme here, super weapon that somebody in quality could have. And really utilizing Quality Central can take that ordinary quality management team and elevate them to extraordinary superheroes. And there's several ways that they can do that utilizing our new Quality Central application. The first one is Quality Central is an agnostic solution that really untethers all of those quality processes from the reporting solution. And what that really means is you now have a single application in which any interaction or transaction data can now reside in one location versus disparate systems, which is how it's usually done today. Also, it's a holistic system. So because we can bring all this data in, data from your phone interactions, from your chats, from your emails, and any other transactional type data, you can have it all in that one central location. You now have the capability of doing quality on all of those different channels as well in one location. The next thing I would say is that you can really put that 1-2 punch to that supervillain that I keep talking about from the manual process perspective. Within Quality Central, there are customizable workflows that we have where you can go in and create a workflow to send evaluations to evaluators. So instead of telling the evaluator, hey, I want you to take A through C today from a last name perspective, and I want you to pick every 5th call. That's their random way of evaluating it. You can now tell Quality Central, hey, I want to do 1% of all of these types of interactions, or I'd like to do 1 call per agent per week. The system's going to go out, find those calls, and systematically assign to your evaluators. And then behind the scenes, you have a whole host of ways to track and trend and understand where you are within that quality process at any point in time within the month. And if that wasn't enough, we also added functionality right on the form where you can send it for self-evaluation, you can perform coaching, you can also even do appeals. So all of those evaluation type processes that you would expect to see in a quality program, they can all be launched and all have customizable workflows all around them.
Oh, wow.
That's really cool.
Sounds cool.
And another one that that customers spend a lot of time, it's kind of along the lines of manual process, is reporting, right? So we do all these evaluations and we really want to understand what the outcome is. How are the contact centers performing? So from a reporting perspective, you now have the capability of customizing those reports. So what is the data that's interesting to you in your contact center and your environment? It may not be the same as what it is for another customer. So you have the capability of pulling in that data that's important to you and not the data that isn't, and correlating it. And really, with all the different data and channels that you have now within Quality Central, you can really look and understand the performance from every angle. So that's also something I know our customers are super excited about. The next one would be artificial intelligence. That's the big buzzword today in the industry. Everybody's looking for ways to do things better, cheaper, and smarter. So we didn't want to leave our quality customers out. There's auto-scoring functionality on the evaluation form. So you can take data from your telephony system, data from your CRM, speech analytics, whatever the case may be, have that in the system, and then you can program it to automatically look at how a question should be answered. So a very simple one would be a greeting question. Did the agent use the appropriate greeting? So based on some analytic data, you could then say yes or no, the greeting was done, and when the evaluator opens up that form, it's already chosen for them, and they can just validate it. Many examples like that can be put on the evaluation forms to make them, again, more efficient. And the last one, I think, would be just the form itself. So we've enhanced the form and given it more capabilities and functionalities above and beyond just the auto scoring. Things like auto saving it periodically for the evaluator. That's a great one in case they lose power or something like that. Helpful hints that you can put in your evaluation form to really help both the evaluator and the agent understand the way where these questions were coming from and what does it take to get a yes or a no or an exceeds, however they're responding to them. And versioning on the form so that as your processes change or enhanced, you can keep track of what they looked like before. I think that's it. All of those items kind of really roll up together from a Quality Central perspective to really, like I said, elevate them to those superhero status.
It sounds like it's a well-rounded solution.
Yes.
You guys thought of everything.
We tried to. We tried to.
With that being said, if our viewers wanted to know some more information about it, what can they do? What could I do?
Sure. So a couple of items. The first one is out on our website. You can go out there and get access to, there's an ebook about Quality Central that's located out there. You also can access the full results of that ICMI benchmark study to really understand some of the elements I was pointing out. There's lots of other great data out there. And lastly, my personal favorite is they can always contact us and really talk with someone that's a quality solution specialist consultant like me.
Great, thank you. Please don't forget to comment below any questions, any feedback. Also check out the link, and don't forget it's Interactions time, so please register for Interactions 2018.
Hope to see you there.
Yes.